Hello, bass family, and welcome to Everything Bass. I was just playing a song that I'm going to refer to as that classic rock gem, or that amazing classic rock song, because I don't want to upset the content overlords. And I'm just giving you a small snippet. If you guys want, let me know in the comments below. But I can actually on my page for my Patreon subscribers using a different format. I can actually give you the entire intro. So let's talk a little bit of history, then we'll get into that. Again, I came up through the Los Angeles playing scene in the very late '80s, and at that time was in a lot of over-the-top, bands playing a lot of crazy shred and wild stuff. And it was expected that every musician would take an unaccompanied solo. But I was not really into just kind of wanking, and I wanted to do stuff compositionally. And so I was looking for songs that weren't bass songs that I could tap or slap on the bass to kind of get the audience to go, oh, hey, I know that song. And every time I would play this song from that classic rock gem, the intro, the audience response was phenomenal. Now, I cannot go any farther to let you know that this thing, which I've played at NAMM shows and I played at clinics, and it always gets a great response. And by the way, I'm doing this because someone said, "Hey, why don't you do that?" That was, that'd be. I think people would enjoy your take on that. None of this would be possible. It wasn't because of the amazing bass player who now resides in Nashville, Mick Nantel. Mick Nantel and I were roommates in Los Angeles. He was actually a keyboard player and a singer for a band I was in. And we both grew up in the same town. We'd known each other, pretty much in our mid-teens on. And he's a great bass player. I mean, the guy's a great musician. His keyboard playing is amazing. He sings amazing. He plays guitar. But with his bass playing, he had such a fresh take on it. And I remember one day he sat down and started working on what I was showing you. And he was kind enough to show me. And I later went on, and if you are a Patreon subscriber, I'm not sure when I'll get it up, but I'll put up the entire intro to that song, tapped out on bass. But I add in the bass line. I keep both lines going at the same time. It's not as hard as it sounds. But if it wasn't for Mick sitting down and sharing his ideas, and he did this on several occasions, then I could take it and develop it and make it my own. But he's such an inspirational player. You guys should check him out and look for him when live music returns. I guess it's returned now, but look for him playing in the Nashville area. And he also flies back and plays gigs all over California. But Mick Nantel is an amazing player, and if it wasn't for Mick being so open to share, I never would have finished, and kind of worked this up. And I always feel guilty because people relate me to this when it really should be Mick, and I just took his idea and ran with it. And I never want to plagiarize anybody. So Mick Nantel, thank you. You've helped me, Mick, more than you know. Those times when we'd sit in our apartment in Los Angeles and do double slapping, where you'd be slapping your bass, I'd be slapping my bass, and we would create these cool. That's still one of my favorite things because it always expanded me. I always came away from those sessions with you knowing much more. So thank you, brother. All right, let's get into this. Absolutely, it's going to be helpful if you download the chart, but to do so you have to become a Patreon supporter and go to my Patreon, which is the links in the description. Click on that and subscribe. It's only $8 a month, but that actually, for just $8 a month, you can download everything I've got up there. There's over 100 videos with charts and play along tracks on some of them. So but I think if you are a Patreon supporter, go there now, and it might help you to see what I'm doing, because it's a pretty complex thing. Not hard to play, just complex. All right, so we're going to start, and there's a lot of simultaneously tapped notes. So it starts with my left hand, or I should say for my lefty family, my tradition, my fretting hand, you're going to tap a 12th fret G. At the same time, and I use my middle finger, you're going to tap the E on the 14th fret on the G string. Now, those two notes happen at the same time. Now, the reason I chose a middle finger is because the very next action is the 2nd fret B, you tap with your index finger. Now, what's nice is you do that twice. Okay? And you're going to see, you guys know the song, hopefully, that now those simultaneous notes move down, but that B stays the same, or the B stays the same. So we start by playing those, the B and the G and the E. Now, with just my left hand, I'm going to play an F sharp, 11th fret, and a D, but still play off that B. The B stays constant. So let's play that first measure together. So it's the G and the E, the F sharp and the D. Okay. By itself, that's a minor third to a major third. Okay. Now the next measure, watch my fretting hand. You just switch positions. So now it's 11th fret on the D string, 12th fret on the G string. And so how simple is this? Move it down 1 fret, but keep the same shape. Okay, let me play those first 2 measures. Okay, now the third measure starts the same as the first, 12 and 14. But now we have to switch our hand to move up, because you guys remember the melody goes up in that point. So we take my fretting hand middle finger, go up 2 frets to the 14th fret. I turn my hand from here to here. I open it up so that my ring finger can be on the, I'm terrible at counting frets, the 16th fret. Now it's the same action, 2 simultaneous notes, a B, 2 simultaneous notes, a B. So let's start from the third measure. Shift. Now it ends by playing, now it's a little bit of a stretch, but you can get it down. Now what did I do there? So we go up to the 17th fret on the D string, and is that right? Let's see. Yeah, 17th fret on the D string and the 16th fret on the G string. You'll notice I'm using both pinkies on this time because as I played it through the second time, sometimes when I play things at the original tempo, my hands remember how I figured it out, but I found it best to not strain my hand by doing this with my pinkies. So I'm going to play it slowly and just pause, rewind, go over those, but hopefully it's not as hard as it seems. There's a lot of this going on, but in terms, you're simultaneously playing, so sometimes this hand, excuse me, you have to kind of get a little independence with, but it's not hard, please. All right, here we go. Cool. Now, a lot of times when I'm tapping, I will use a wrap around the fingerboard or something to keep this, like in this case, I'm not using the E string at this point, and I'll keep it to so it doesn't rumble and create like chaos with what I'm doing. But since E works here, and it's actually kind of the key, any kind of like sympathetic rumbling from the E just sets a nice kind of pad underneath it. So I actually actively try not to touch that, so that if it is vibrating and putting a quiet low E, I leave it. You know, like, see, it actually works. Okay, so don't tell anybody that I did that song because I don't want to get dinged on YouTube. I didn't mention the name. Well, we should all know what it is. But on my Patreon, it's called Tapping Pattern 21, and that's what we shall refer to it now. I love the band, and I respect the band so much. They're a major influence on my playing, and I find them inspirational. I find that band inspirational. So what do you think? Do you want me to give you the entire intro? You know, I have it worked out up until that, including that last guitar riff that ascends and the sustains, and then the vocals come in. I have all that worked out. If you want, I'll post the sheet music, and I can do a video just for the Patreon subscribers if that's something you would like to do, or for me to do. Okay, you know, this is just such an interesting time in the world right now. I thought I'd take a moment, and I put this out the other day on our Facebook page, which is Everything Bass with Dale Titus. Please join that community, especially if you're struggling at this time and things are just so different. You just need to escape with your family. The family's here. But I want to take a moment to just personally address you guys. This is a weird time. You know, there's a lot going on. I would say it's kind of unprecedented to have this global situation go on. Two global situations, really. Freaking murder hornets. There's so much going on, and there's a lot of stress. the way that we normally, most musicians, I shouldn't make assumptions, but the way most musicians deal with stress is we get out and we play, we jam, we go to rehearsals, we get together with friends, and that has been taken away from us. It's starting to return, but for a long time that's been taken away from us, and maybe in where you're watching, it's still not an option. You know, be good to yourself. Don't isolate emotionally. Like, don't withdraw from your bass family. Even if you don't have anyone around you can talk to, I'm here. Your bass family's here. As the aforementioned Facebook group, post on there if you feel comfortable. Just say, "Hey guys, not doing too well. This is going on," and look. Just wait and see the support you guys get. If anyone says anything mean, they'll just be booted. I won't put up with it. If you're not comfortable doing that, I am totally comfortable giving you my email address. I've done it before, dtitus@daletitus.com. Please email me. And if you just need someone to talk to, I can't promise I have answers, but I promise you I will listen. So that's the encore item, that we are a family, and we're a healthy family, and we're a supportive family. So it's a tough time. Please be kind to yourself. Don't focus on negative. Focus on positive. If there's things going on in your life, even unrelated to the global situation we're in, just don't focus on it. Take a break from it. Focus on how great the history of bass is. Get on some of the streaming services on YouTube. Just search out, type in "great bass player" and just go nuts. And dive into this channel if you want. I mean, whatever it takes, just change your focus. What we focus on will dictate how we react, how we act, how our mental health is. So don't focus solely on the negatives. Please don't. Don't be Pollyanna and just say, "Oh, the world's perfect." No, I'm just saying, give yourself vacations. Purposely give yourself vacations. And if for most of us it's music, just escape into the bass. Pour yourself into it. Maybe this situation could ultimately be one you look back on and realize you made your biggest advancements in your musicality and technique. All right, so there you have it, guys. I'm so happy to show you tapping pattern 21. Shh, don't tell anybody what it is. And let me know if you want me to cover the entire intro on my Patreon account. All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care of yourself. You are loved. You're part of an amazing family, one of the best families in the entire world, our bass family. And I will see you at the next video. Thanks.